Stop scrolling. Look, I get it. You're in your 30s, you're hitting your career stride, maybe thinking about a mortgage, maybe you've got kids, or maybe you're just exhausted from adulting. And there's one thing that keeps nagging at the back of your mind. The one thing all that success feels hollow without. Keeping your amazing woman by your side for the long haul. You've probably heard all the generic advice, just communicate, or buy her flowers. But let's be real, that stuff is a band-aid on a much deeper, more scientific problem. You're a great guy, but let's be honest, are you effortlessly moving from the honeymoon phase hype to the long-term love legend? Probably not. Relationships in your 30s are statistically a minefield. Work is demanding, passion can fade, and the simple fact is, the woman you have is a catch, and you need a science-backed, battle-tested plan to keep her. This is not another video about buying jewelry. This 10-minute guide is your psychologist-approved, research-driven playbook, your cheat sheet to moving from a man who hopes his relationship lasts to a man who knows his relationship is rock solid. What problem do we solve today? Here's the deal. We're solving the problem of relationship burnout and the slow drift. This is for the driven man in his 30s who recognizes that his relationship needs as much, if not more, intentional effort than his career. You're ready to level up your emotional intelligence. You will gain clarity and a science-based strategy to significantly reduce conflict, deepen intimacy, and future-proof your relationship for the next few decades. In short, you'll stop worrying about if she'll stay and start focusing on how amazing it is that she does. Why should you trust me? I'm not telling you to manifest love. I break down complex peer-reviewed studies like the 85-year Harvard study of adult development and turn them into simple, actionable steps. If the world's longest study says this works, I'm just delivering the data. I'm so confident in this, I'm challenging you. If you don't find one game-changing piece of advice in the next 10 minutes, you can unsubscribe. But if you're ready to finally nail this part of your life, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't wait, it's your first act of commitment to a better relationship. The health, wealth, happiness connection, the foundation. Let's dive straight into the deep end with a science bomb. You might think the key to a long life is kale and crushing it at the gym. Nope. The Harvard study of adult development found that warm, supportive relationships are the single strongest predictor of happiness, physical health, and longevity. Not wealth, not fame, not even your killer six-pack. Good relationships keep your brain healthier, your stress hormones lower, and your heart physically stronger. Think of your relationship as your personal, highly effective anti-aging cream. The Keep Her secret weapon. Here's the key topic I promise we'll unpack later. The thing that women rank higher than money, your looks, and a long-term man, the scientific art of the daily gratitude nudge. This small, simple action done correctly acts as a relational superglue that dramatically reduces fading enthusiasm, which, by the way, affects almost a third of all relationships. Stay until the end and I'll give you the exact 3-step script for this daily gratitude nudge. Actionable tip, the social fitness schedule. Your 30s are peak long work hours season. If you don't schedule your social life, it doesn't happen. You wouldn't skip a mandatory meeting with your boss, so why are you treating your partner like an optional side quest? Instead of, we'll talk later, which means never, try every Tuesday at 8 p.m. is the adult conversation slot. No phones, just us. Now, I want to hear from you right now. When does relationship effort become the hardest for you? Is it when you're stressed at work, dealing with the kids, or just pure exhaustion? Drop a comment below with your biggest current relationship struggle. Let's get a real-time pulse check on what men in their 30s are facing. The chemistry of connection, positivity, and affection. Psychologists call this the positivity portfolio. Think of your relationship like a bank account. You need to make way more deposits than withdrawals. Dr. John Gottman's research is clear. Stable, happy couples maintain a 5-to-1 ratio of positive to negative interactions, especially during conflict. If your deposits are just a grunt and the occasional, "I brought home pizza," you're headed for emotional bankruptcy. The two easiest deposits to make. Shared laughter is a force field. When you laugh together, you're not just having fun. You're signaling to each other that you share a worldview and that you are safe in this partnership. Research links shared positive emotions to higher marital quality and resilience during major life stressors. Hello, buying a house or raising tiny humans. Affectionate touch is your stress eraser. A hand on the shoulder, a 6-second kiss, cuddling while watching TV. Affectionate touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's a nonverbal way of saying, "I see you, I value you, and I am connected to you." It's a physiological shortcut to intimacy. Actionable tip: the Morning Minefield Mission. Instead of jumping straight out of bed to check your phone, which is your biggest enemy, take 1 minute to engage in a non-sexual affectionate hug or kiss. This 1 minute reestablishes connection and significantly lowers stress hormones before the day even starts. It sets a positive emotional tone for both of you. The communication upgrade, from grunts to gold. Let's talk about conflict. You're going to have it. The goal isn't to avoid arguments, it's to make your arguments productive. This is where most 30-something relationships strained by life fail. They regress to yelling, or worse, silence. The 3 pillars of long-term communication. Radical empathy. When she's upset, your default setting must switch from solve the problem to validate the feeling. She doesn't need you to fix it in that moment. She needs you to understand why she's hurting or frustrated. Try, "That sounds incredibly frustrating. I can see why you'd feel that way." This is the ultimate de-escalation technique. No-you statements in conflict. Attacking her character is a relationship grenade. Instead of "you always leave your stuff out," which triggers defensiveness, rephrase it using an I statement. "I feel stressed and overwhelmed when the common areas are cluttered because I feel like I'm doing all the cleanup." You address the issue, not the person. The feedback sandwich. When you do have a criticism, frame it with positivity. This isn't just for performance reviews at work. Positive affirmation, the bun. Constructive criticism, the meat. Appreciation, the bun. Example: "I love how thoughtful you were last night arranging our date." The bun. "Can we try to talk about the budget before making major purchases next time?" The meat. "I really value your perspective when we plan our finances together." The bun. The emotional traits women crave, the Attractiveness Multiplier. Here's a comforting piece of data for all of us aging gracefully. When women are surveyed about traits they prioritize in a long-term partner, the keeper, the results are shockingly consistent across cultures. Forget the temporary allure of the bad boy from your 20s. The top 3 non-negotiables: kindness and supportiveness. This topped the list in a global survey of over 64,000 women. It's not just about being nice to her, it's about being her ally. It means celebrating her wins without feeling threatened and being her safe harbor during her losses. Emotional maturity and integrity. Are you honest? Do you follow through on your promises? Can you manage your own emotions, or do you expect her to be your therapist? Women prioritize emotional accessibility, meaning when they need you, you are present, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Stop confusing being nice with being a man. The modern definition of a strong man is one who is secure enough to be kind, supportive, and an equal partner. That's hot. Actionable tip: the shared responsibility audit. Sit down and literally list all the recurring household, financial, and family tasks. Do this without judgment. Then explicitly own specific tasks from start to finish. Don't help her, own it. This demonstrates true partnership and trust, a trait she values far more than a fancy car. The commitment device and proactive defense, future-proofing. Think about the one quality that makes any successful CEO, athlete, or artist great: unwavering commitment. The same is true for your relationship. Commitment is an intrapersonal protector. It is the shield that keeps your relationship stable, especially during a crisis. Focus and vision.
Evolutionary psychology research shows that when you are truly primed with romantic love and commitment, your brain literally pays less attention to attractive alternatives. Your commitment acts as a commitment device, making your world smaller and safer for your relationship. How do you prime this commitment? Shared goals. Stop living parallel lives. Talk about your 5-year and 10-year plans together. Aligning on finances, family, and career goals reinforce the idea that you are a team moving towards a shared future. The power of the positive focus. Whenever a difficulty arises or you feel tempted by outside distractions, pivot your attention back to your partner's best qualities. You chose her for a reason. Actively reminding yourself of her positives preserves intimacy and reinforces commitment. Actionable tip: the what's next date night. Schedule a date night that is solely dedicated to looking forward. Not backward at old fights, but forward. What house project are you saving for? What trip are you planning?
What's the next skill you want to learn together? This shared vision is powerful relationship cement. The daily gratitude nudge, the end game. We've made it. You now have the playbook, the foundation, the chemistry, the communication upgrade, and the future-proofing. But remember the key topic I promised? The single easiest way to move your relationship from fading enthusiasm to thriving passion? It is the scientific art of the daily gratitude nudge. Dr. Sarah Algo's research shows that expressing genuine gratitude acts as a relational glue. It doesn't just make her feel good, it strengthens the connection and makes you a better partner. The 3-step daily gratitude nudge script. It takes less than 30 seconds, but you must be specific. Find the action, identify a specific non-obvious thing she did today. Not thanks for making dinner. Try, I noticed how you managed to completely sort out the messy pantry today. Remind her of the trait. Connect the action to a positive character trait you admire. Try, that shows me how incredibly organized and thoughtful you are to keep our lives running smoothly. Bind the connection. Express how this makes you feel and how it benefits your relationship. Try, that makes me feel so much more relaxed and happy to be home with you. The full script. I noticed how you managed to completely sort out the messy pantry today. That shows me how incredibly organized and thoughtful you are to keep our lives running smoothly. That makes me feel so much more relaxed and happy to be home with you. Do this daily and you're literally rewiring your brain and hers to focus on the positive.
You spent the last 10 minutes investing in the most important part of your life. Now it's time to act. I have one final question for you. After watching this, what is the single easiest actionable tip you're going to implement today? The shared responsibility audit, the 6-second kiss, or the daily gratitude nudge? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. Share your plan and let's hold each other accountable. If you're ready to stop hoping and start knowing that your relationship will last, there are 2 things you need to do right now. Hit the like button. If this content gave you even one clear, actionable tool, prove it. Subscribe and share this video with one other good man in his 30s who deserves to have a rock-solid relationship. You're not just sharing a video, you're sharing a playbook for lasting happiness. Thank you for watching. Your best relationship is waiting. Now, go build it.